This is a continuation of my last video. This is an evening going into night ride down at Mulberry Mountain Arkansas, Mill Creek area. This ride here is on the Mulberry side. We had just went down to the waterfalls at the end of a trail that you have to turn around and come back. It's we're headed back from it now. We had went down there the last weekend in October. He's trying to catch the fall colors. I think if we'd have been another week later, the trees would have really been changed a lot more. There were areas where they were changed really good, but then there were some areas where they were still green. You just never know exactly when the best time to go is. This is
for a little while that trail was going to go somewhere.
This is a nice little ride down there, give you kind of idea what some of the trails are down there in the fall. The whole week before we went down there, they had rain every day, and we were really hoping that the streams and the waterfalls would really be flowing good. But they had a really dry summer, and they told us that the water really soaked up from the rain they got, so the falls weren't going as good as we was hoping. And even though it looks pretty wet, you see a lot of water in the trails. And that's my friend Mike. I work with him, but not much longer. I'm planning on retiring here shortly, beginning of next year. And that's his nephew Jackson, who's never been in a side-by-side before in his life. And he brought him down there, and it was a new experience for him, and he's really had a good time. Like I said, I'm getting ready to retire, so I'll be able to go to a lot of places I haven't been able to go to before. I'm hoping to get to the 1,000 subscribers so that that I can maybe get a little help fund to buy a tank of gas or something to some of these places I go. I'm up to 748 subscribers. That's the time I'm making this video up. But if you could, and you like this kind of content, then appreciate it if you could subscribe and help an old guy out. But anyways, you can see down here, even with them having all this rain, you see all the water standing in the trails and stuff. For the most part, mud is not a problem. It's rocky enough that you can ride down here no matter what the weather's been doing. There are a few muddy areas that you got to be careful of, but for the most part, you can ride everything fine. And where they are the big muddy areas, there's usually a way of skirting around them. You just have to be careful not to get sucked into one before you realize what's going on. Going to head down to Bingham Hollow Falls, which we did go there, but it was starting to get dark, and you can't ride down real close to it. You have to hike a little ways, and it was wet and cold, and By the time we would have hiked down there, it would have been dark, and falls weren't going that good while we were down there anyways. If you're interested in them, there are lots of falls down there, and I have put out previous videos where we went to a bunch of the falls, and I even give GPS coordinates to them. Some of my older videos, so you could always click on them if you wanted to see where some of the falls were at, what they look like when they're actually going good. But like all these water crossings, they're rocky bottom, you don't sink. This area straight ahead where Mike is going, if he'd have kept going, is one of the muddy areas you can get in, and it's muddy and rutted really deep, so you don't have great big tires and high clearance. It's best just probably just skirt around the edge of it, which is what we did. We call it Tim's Mud Pit because we were down there a few years ago with another guy I worked with, Tim, and he got out there in the middle of it, and he got out of it, but it was a mess. He come out looking like a mud ball. And last year, me and Mike were down here, and we were coming by here, and there was Jeeps out there. One of the Jeeps was stuck, and they was having a hard time getting him out. So we stopped and helped them get him out.
I'll follow you. 10-4. Get this glass cleared off where I can see.
After going through all these water holes and crossings and stuff, I got a glass windshield, and if I stop, it is starting to fog up. I treat it with anti-fog, but after a while, it still does it when it's cold out. It doesn't seem to fog up hardly at all during the day when the sun's shining, even with it being cooler. But if I hit some of these water holes very hard, it'll put some steam up in there. Glass windshield, that windshield wiper sure is nice.
That got us.
Like I said in the previous video,
Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just got a back panel. I've never had one, so I put it in. They say that really helps on keeping the dust out. I'll have to wait till another day to find out if it actually does. Now here we're up to West Flag Gap Road. 215. So Mike's switching back because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they allow you to drive on the road, the highway down here, this 215, but you have to be a licensed driver to do it. I'm not 100% sure, but it would make sense that you'd have to have a driver's license. And this is where we turn off to this low bridge, go up to Bingham Hollow Falls.
This is Mulberry.
We were going to go up there. My wife has never been to the falls, but you have to walk a little ways. This is going across Mulberry River. But we went up that way, seen a few deer on the way, and we ended up getting up there to where you would have had to hike, and we decided to go another day, that it wouldn't be worth hiking down there with it getting dark, with it being so wet, and plus the falls weren't going very good. So we'll take my wife to Bingham Hollow Falls in the daylight sometime. We're down there. The falls are actually going good. But this, to get there, this is all kind of county road. We did see several groups of deer on the way up there. And we turned around and came back, and now we're going to head back to where we're staying at Mulberry Mountain. We were renting Sears now. So you top off 215 and go down and hit the Pig Trail, which is 23, and back north a bit. Takes us, I think it's about 2 miles, 2 miles from here up to the Mulberry Event Center, which is right here. One thing though, when you get on these roads, I understand that you're not allowed to have your whip lights on, so take that for whatever you want. It ain't worth getting a ticket if you hit, so we always make sure to turn them off when we get on the paved roads. But this was the end of our first day. Like I said, we get down there on a Sunday afternoon, and we go out for a ride in the evening and into the night on the first night. This is the Sears house there on the left. I'll be putting up another video for the next day, which is we'll be riding the Mill Creek side, some of the Blue Loop, going up to Combs and eat. But appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks.